down, trying to stay strong. Doctors and paperwork, so much to face. But here you found a safer place. You're not alone, we're standing by your side, helping you through every twist in the ride. With knowledge, care, and a voice that's true, the Disability Digest is here for you. We've walked the path, we've heard the fight. We know the pain that hides from sight. But every story matters, every win is real. Together we rise, together we heal. You're not alone, we're standing by your side, helping you through every...
All right, hello. Don't that music just want to make you want to dance?
Welcome to the islands.
Yeah. All right, again, welcome to everyone who's watching us live today. And of course, a warm hello to those who are catching the replay as well. So, today we are diving into one of the most important topics we've covered all year. It's about rumor versus reality. We all like rumors, right? Isn't it? But when it comes to your social security disability benefits, we don't want rumors because right now there's so much misinformation about disability benefits floating around, you know, in different social media platforms, even from your friends and family, right? So, our goal today is simple. We are going to expose the rumors, confirm the realities, and give you the exact action step to protect your benefit or strengthen your disability case. So, before I introduce my partners for today's event and our main star for today, just quick housekeeping for everyone. You can use the chat to ask questions live if you're watching the replay, drop your questions in the comments and we will respond. And I am also putting in a Zoom link in the comment section right now so that those of you who wants to join us live and ask your questions live later during the Q&A, you would be able to speak with us live for free. And yeah, if ever that you join before the Q&A, just sit back and relax in the waiting room and we will be letting you in later during the Q&A segment. So, of course, without any further ado, joining me today, of course, is Brian Therian, founder of the Disability Digest. So, Brian has helped thousands get approved and stay approved. And today he's here to separate fact from fiction so you can avoid costly mistakes. And of course, we are also joined by Philip, who leads a supportive Facebook community for people navigating the disability process. So, Brian, Philip, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Nadine.
Thank you, Nadine, and happy pre-Thanksgiving to everybody out there. And yeah, when I was thinking about the event for today, I just, at this time of year, I had this vision that people are sitting around enjoying Thanksgiving dinner. And I always give the brother-in-law a bad rap, and I'm going to do it here. You know, you're sitting there and maybe you're sick or you're injured and you don't feel well and you're like, oh, I got to do something. I'm going to apply for disability. And then your brother-in-law chimes up and he says something because he knew somebody 3 years ago who did something that happened, right? So this is the stuff that goes on out there that we're going to really, as Nadine said, tighten it up for you. And just to reinforce today, yes, you can come in and actually join the three of us live. Ask your question back and forth. Like, you know, we usually allocate 2-3 minutes for each individual that comes in. So just have a look out for Nadine's message, and then we're going to hear from Philip and his group today as well. So first one is this. The first brother-in-law issue that commonly comes up is there is a rumor out there that everybody gets denied their Social Security disability benefits the first time. So the brother-in-law usually says, just give it a shot. If it doesn't work, find somebody to help you out. So here's the deal. I'm going to put on my screen the numbers. Here they are. This is Social Security website. They report the data. And if you're on TikTok, I'm going to explain it, and you can watch the replay, but you'll get the point. So about 1.9 million people apply every year for their Social Security disability benefits, and a large number of those do get denied. But this right here shows 629,000. Actually, these are, I'll pull that down. These are awards. So there was 629,000 out of 1.9 million. And the actual numbers on the initial application is 36% get approved. So there's a few things that happen here. So the point that I want to make is no, not everybody gets denied. Those are the numbers out there. That just doesn't support that. Now, there's a few things to take into consideration. In my 2 decades of doing this, there's really no two situations alike. People may have the same condition, but they're different age, and how they respond to pain is differently. So there's a lot of variables in that, but the underlying fact is no, not everybody gets denied. But I will say this, in the time that I've been doing this work, I mean, I can safely say within a 91% probability range, I can tell if somebody has an opportunity to get approved, because I've just seen so many of these situations. So I always encourage people to find a trusted source where you can, if you're going to go through and apply, that you can do that. Myth number one. This is a new one on the myth list, but it's a problem. And myth number two is when you're going through the disability approval processes, you want to send in Social Security, all of your office visits, all of your new medications that you get. You just want to like inundate them, show them that, man, I'm doing all this and I can't work. Most people that are doing this, they think that's helping their case, and that's the myth. It is actually harming your case. And you might be thinking this guy's lost it because you keep telling us to send in your evidence. Hang on, here's the deal. If you are sending in regular office visits, those are not going to influence your case. All they do is just validate that you've been going to the doctors, which you should be doing. What's going to help your case is if that office visit has clear documentation that there is a new condition that you have, or a condition that has increased in severity, and either of those further reduces your ability to work. That's an office visit that is worth updating Social Security or your representative. So if you're just sending in the office visits, what you're doing is you're putting all of this information into your case file for Social Security, and then, which really isn't of value, and then they're expected to evaluate that. So it has a negative impact. So I would encourage you to just put in the good stuff. Case is clean, easy to see. I got a new diagnosis. I used to be able to stand for 15 minutes. Now I can only stand for 10 because not only do I have degenerative disc disease, I also have arthritis in my back. Something like that. So, number two. All right. Number three. Social Security is watching you. Have you heard this one? It is true. They do have a surveillance team, and we have had people that have come in here to these actual sessions and have said that they are watching you. So that is true. The OIG office, they have trucks, they have people in black hats and all that. But my position on this is it's so rare that this happens that I wouldn't be concerned about it. If you just follow what the guidelines are to get approved and stay approved, they can come up in a truck, they can sit around, they do whatever they want, but it's not going to have an impact on your benefits because you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Okay, myth number 4. I think I have 7 of these. 8. Myth number 4. I'm going to hire a lawyer. They'll take care of everything. That's great if they do, right? But here's the challenge that has happened. So there are people that do this work at different levels than other. I'll just put it that way. And there's a term called full service. And what full service is for a disability representative is they're going to help you with each and every step of the process. So on my screen right now, I'm going to put up here, this is a disability approval course for all those that have applied and waiting. And this is where the biggest myth is. So people just, you know, two things happen. They apply, they're waiting, they don't think they can do anything else to influence their case, or they hire somebody and they figure that, oh, they're going to take care of everything. Here's the myth. That's just not true, because you need to understand the process and what needs to be done at each step of the way. Like, have the forms been filled out properly and returned to Social Security? Do you have residual functional capacity reports from all of your doctors? Do you understand what to say and do? Do you understand what evidence to put in? Do you have third-party support? Do you understand how to go to the doctors and to communicate your limitations consistent with your medical records? These are things that you should be getting if you hire somebody as a disability representative, or you use our disability approval course, because it's all in here. So just hiring somebody, no. As a general rule, unfortunately, that's not going to solve the problem for you. Okay. If I'm working, I'll lose my benefits. Well, yes, if you're working too much. So here on my screen is a website and a video that we put together that helps you understand how much money you can make and get approved, and how much money you can make once you're approved. And these are the Social Security regulations. As long as you stay within the guidelines, then you're fine. So there's 2 regulations, one for those trying to get approved, and then the other one for those that are approved. So if you look at the regulation, this is on a Social Security website, it clearly says in 2026, you can earn $1,210 a month. I suggest that you stay below that by 20%. And you can do that each and every month, have no impact on your benefits. Okay. Next myth, getting close to the end. I know we have some folks in queue here that want to chat with us. So hang out, we'll be right with you. The next one is, my condition automatically qualifies. Maybe it does, right? But commonly when I hear this, it's like somebody has gone out and they've looked at this website that is on the screen right now, and they've read that under the listing of impairments 1.0, that they have a musculoskeletal disorder. They have something wrong with their back. So they're thinking, oh my God, I automatically apply and qualify. It shouldn't be a problem. But what they don't understand is there's levels of severity that you need to meet in order to trigger this listing that's out there. So it's not the condition, it's the severity of it and the limitations. So that's the other myth. Next one. If my doctor supports me, I'll be approved. That's a maybe. And there are these documents that are super valuable in the approval process, and also when you go through your continuing disability reviews, the CDRs, called residual functional capacity reports. And if those are filled out confirming you're treated, their opinion on your limitations, and that they understand or believe that you would miss at least 3 or more days of work a month, then yeah, if you have a couple of those from, one, yeah, one doctor is great, two doctors amazing, then that's really good for your situation. But just having a document filled out like that, without that level of missing work, not so much. Or if they just write a handwritten note, Social Security doesn't recognize that, and they usually don't communicate the right information in it. So a doctor's support, if done right, will definitely help your case. Okay. Few quick notes for the last one. I'm a veteran, 100% P&T. Should be no problem getting approved for disability. I wish it was that way. But unfortunately, those cases are very difficult to get approved. A variety of reasons I've covered in other videos, but I'll just say this. If you have long-term disability, workers' comp, veterans, other state disability, that is a different benefit program with a different criteria, and how they evaluate that is not like Social Security. Social Security is really difficult to get approved compared to the other ones. You have to be bedridden to get approved. This is the last one, next to last. That's not true. I mean, actually, there is, I think it's number two behind musculoskeletal brain health conditions, which you can be bedridden for brain health, depression, anxiety, PTSD, etc. But no, you do not have to be bedridden. You have to have a condition that prevents you from being able to either do any type of work if you're under 50, or if you're over 50, your prior work if you've done it for more than 5 years. It's very general, but and you could still not do your prior work and not be bedridden is the point. Okay. All right, last one. This doesn't happen to many people, but it is god awful when it does. They're like, you know what? I can't afford my Medicare Part B. It's going to be over $200. I'm just going to cancel it and rely on Medicaid, and I'll be fine. You won't be fine. God forbid a car accident, cancer, any other unexpected health issue happens, or you lose your qualification for Medicaid, you're uninsured. And then you have to pay a very steep price to get back on it. And I think it's like $50 a year as it continues to accumulate. So if you're trying to cut corners by bailing on your Medicare, that's a myth. That's not going to help you out. All right, so those are some of the top ones. When your brother-in-law hits you with a zinger, you've got some ammo to come back and hit them. So if you know of anybody else that may be subject to the myths that we are talking about, then send this and share it. Let's go to Q&A.
All right, so we have someone on the queue. I know Philip has questions from his group as well, but
Mhm.
since yeah, our participant on the queue has been here for a few minutes already, I think we should let her
Unknown
in.
iPhone in.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello. Good
Can you hear me?
morning.
Welcome. Who are we talking to?
Bill. How you doing?
Bill, I
Yes.
would say I am like a 9.3 out of 10 today. How about you?
Yeah, you're 9 points better than I.
All right. Well, let's see if we can up your number. How can I
Okay.
help you?
Well, I had C-spine operation back in March,
Yep.
C337, and I'm probably going to need L-spine because I got a catheter in since February.
All right.
I used to be a bus driver, but I can't do it anymore because I can't go down and strap in wheelchairs. I'm 62, so what's my chances of getting permanent disability? Is it better than normal?
Well, I mean, I don't have much to go on. May I ask you a few questions?
Sure.
So, post-surgery, like, are you definitely going to have another surgery?
Um, My doctor doesn't think so, but because he said my L spine is narrowing, but he doesn't think I'm gonna need it.
Okay.
But I can't, like I said, I can't stand for more than 10 minutes, and I sit down, I have to put my feet up, to lay down most of the time of the day.
And when you put your feet up, is this like recommended by your doctor to put your feet up?
No, I just do it because of release pain and
Okay. And how long do you put your feet up for, Bill?
for about 15, 20 minutes.
Okay. All right. And the limitations on walking, you said 10 minutes?
Oh yeah, about 10 minutes. I just, yeah, 10 minutes. And finally
Okay.
I get too tired.
All right. Could you sit down for a while? And I understand you have to put your feet up for a bit, but
Yes, I could sit down for a while.
okay. How long would you be comfortable doing that?
I went to church on Sunday. I was about an hour into it. I was starting to hurt and
All
getting
right.
fatigued.
All right. Might need to find another priest so you can get in and out in like
Uh,
45 minutes, like my guy.
I know.
Yeah.
So
Um, and how long have you been driving bus for?
I've been driving since 2004.
All right. So a while. Yep. And you do that full time?
No, not any longer because the job I had, that I used all my time up, so they had to let go of me, or I quit. Actually,
Okay. So you've been out of work.
yes, for a
How
month,
long? A
about a
month?
month. Oh no, I haven't been working since January.
Okay. You have not been working since January. Is that
Correct,
right?
correct.
Okay. All right. What state are you in?
California,
Oh, are you on California State Disability?
yes.
All right. Do you have like a bunch of time left or getting tight?
I either this month or probably the end of January. That would be in.
Okay. All right. I mean, in our general conversation here, you know, it sounds to me like you've been a working guy and you just can't work, right? So,
Correct.
when people ask me if they qualify, without looking at medical records, it's really like intuition based on what you told me. But I go a lot on like people, and it sounds like you were driving bus, doing fine, like to do it. And
Yes.
you just can't do it anymore. So that's really where the answer lies. Because what else are you going to do if you can't work, right?
Correct.
You could take your age 62, which maybe you should do that anyway and apply for disability so you get some cash coming in when your California state runs out. Then when you apply for disability and get approved, you'll get that bump in income, which is typically about 40% more than your
Early
early
retirement.
retirement. Thank you. So that's a strategy for you. A few tips I see that I'd recommend is you putting your feet up is communicate that to your doctor.
Okay.
And the reason why and other limitations, like you did a good job, Bill, of communicating your sit stand walking limitations with quantifiable like minutes. So that was good. Make sure in each and every visit that you're talking to your doctor and that information specifically gets in your medical records. Because that's what Social Security is going to look for. You're going to say, oh, you know what, Billy's been driving bus for a while, and now I can see he's got to put his feet up for 30 minutes, and he's got to do that once an hour. It's only good for 30 minutes half the time. Can't
Yes.
work, right?
Correct.
So that's the deal. Are you a member here at the Disability Digest?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Have you talked to anybody here?
Not yet.
Okay. Yeah, if you'd like, you can privately chat Nadine. She could get you into our disability approval course, um, and get you going with that. So I think you just chat over your email to her and can look you up after the show and help you out with that. And then you can use the course. You can get started. Go do it all on your own if you want, or if you want help through the process, Nadine can talk to you about that.
All right. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
I wish you well. Stay tuned. Keep us posted. All right.
All right. You guys have a great Thanksgiving.
Okay, as well.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bill.
All right. Thanks.
So, thanks, Bill. All
Okay.
right, so we also have Eliza on the queue, so I'm gonna let her in. Hello there.
She's on mute.
You are on mute. I'm going to ask you to unmute.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm using my wife's YouTube, so it's not Lisa, it's Jesse.
Jesse.
Okay.
Hi, Jesse.
All right. How we doing today, Jesse?
Sorry, I gotta turn on the lights here.
All right.
I'm okay. I'm feeling a little. The weather's changing over here in Oregon, and so it's affecting my stamina.
All right. Oregon. Nice place.
Yes.
How can I help you? Or we help you?
Yes. I'm gonna put on my glasses here. It's a basic question, but I'm gonna give you a little bit of feedback or backstory, better yet said. Let's see here. Um, Yeah, so I got a report from Social Security. I got the SSA-455-0CR short form, one page short form.
Yep.
I filled it out back in November of 2024, and I didn't hear anything from them. So I called Social Security in February of 2025. And basically, the customer rep told me that they didn't have it and it probably got lost in the mail. So what I did was I logged in to Social Security and did the form online and I got a receipt for it. And so in April, I got a letter from Social Security stating, I'm going to read this word by word, stating, we sent you a letter telling you that we were going to review your disability case, period. However, we do not need to review your case at this time, period. Therefore, we will not contact your doctor now, period. We will keep any information that you have given to us, period. We will contact you later if we need to review your case, period. So, my question to you is why are they being so vague? Number one. And number two, should I call Social Security and find out, well, am I going to get another 3 to 5 year extension, or am I going to be on hold for a year to year, on pins and needles, saying, okay, I gotta, because it gives me peace of mind. Because I was I called Social Security back in 2019, and basically they told me, oh, you're like in 5 years they'll call you, you know. So they gave me a deadline, right? And so that gave me peace of mind. But now I'm kind of like waiting. Well, what's happening? Is it because of the administration, or is it because they're backlogged? That's it.
Okay. So you received a letter saying they're not going to review your case and you're seeking more clarity. That sound right?
Exactly. Yeah. Long story short.
Okay. We have from time to time, once a quarter, our industry expert, as I refer to him as Attorney James Mitchell Brown, is here. And when you had started explaining your story, I'm like, uh-oh, Jesse did what James said you shouldn't do. But it sounds like you're going to be fine. Here's the deal. I'm going to cover a few points here. When somebody receives a continuing disability, fills it out and send it in, you should always return stuff and request a signature, and then don't call them. And the reason why you don't want to call them is people have called and followed up on CDRs and they've stirred the pot and it's
Mm,
caused problems, right? So that's one thing. And this is just his advice. I have to rely on the guy who's been doing this for almost since 19, I think 52. Second thing is you received a letter, a confirmation that they're not going to do any further review right now. My take is most people that are out there watching this show, they would be going to the refrigerator, getting the bottle of champagne and popping it because that's good news. Now, will they come back again? maybe. I don't know. How old are you?
I'm 56.
All right, 56. So they just reviewed you, and next time they reviewed you, you'll be close to 60. When were you approved for disability?
Let's see here.
Well,
Back in 20,
how old were you when you were approved? Let's do it that way.
yeah, I'm trying to do the math.
Okay.
Yeah, I was about early 40s. I was approved
Okay.
in 2011.
Okay. So this may give you the peace of mind that you're looking for.
Mm.
The older you get, the easier it is to get approved and stay approved. Because when you're under 50, you need to prove that you cannot do any job, as I mentioned at the top of this program. So if they come back to you, you don't even have any relevant work experience because you've been on benefits for so long. And the argument would be easy that you haven't been able to establish, maintain any work skills because you've been on benefits for a long time. So they're going to have a tough time really proving or taking you off unless, you post a picture on social media that you're, approved for degenerative disc disease and you're out riding horses all the time. Um, so I'm in hopes that that connects with you, Jesse, and the age and the frequency. You just had it. Next time you had it could be another 5 years, and you're going to be close to 60 or over 60, right? Um, and you should be fine. And may never get reviewed again.
Yeah, it's just that, like you said, I've been sadly on Social Security for a while, and usually they'll send a letter stating, "Oh, we'll review your case in 3 to 5 years,"
Yeah.
and so I got accustomed to like, oh, okay, so good, I'll keep track,
Yeah. Now
just to
the
make sure all
40
my
the the 40-year-old you would have definitely had some concerns. You probably maybe you could share that with us. How frequently were you reviewed in your 40s when you were first on?
Yeah, well, I went through the whole process and I finally got approved by a judge. And after that, I would say maybe 3 to 5 years, I got a very, very long CDR and they
Ah.
put me through the ringer.
Mm-hmm.
But I was in my early 40s or mid 40s by then. And I sent it in and so forth. And I got another, they wanted to dig in a little bit more. But then once that was through, they just, would send me the CDRs,
Mm-hmm.
usually maybe 4 or 5 pages, right? It wasn't a one pager, it was 4 or 5 pages, and then I would sign it up, fill it up, and send it in. And it was just, a process.
Yeah. Here's another good point. You were just sent the short form,
Mm.
right? And the short
Yes.
form is a lot less intimidating for you to fill out, but it is the people that get the long form, those are the ones where they're really digging. As a matter of fact, they invested $52 million more in the CDR process just to do more long forms. Um, Coming up. So that's another indication that's trending in your favor.
Okay.
All right, so
Yeah.
I'm going to check your score now. When you joined us, what were you?
Oh, I was probably a low seven.
Yeah, all right. Hopefully you're a little
But,
higher.
believe it or not, I must be the endorphins. I must be like a five right now. It went down.
All right. Well, I wish you a 9+ day, and thank you for joining us. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for the info. I appreciate it. Bye bye.
All right. Be
Thank
well.
Thank you. Okay. So we have another one here who'd like to join us live. Jessica on the queue. I'm gonna let Jessica in.
Good morning, Jessica. She's on mute.
Hi, Jessica. I'm gonna ask you to unmute so we can hear you. There you go.
Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. What island are you on?
Oh, this is just a cute little background, but I live in the farmlands of Molino, Florida.
Oh, all right.
Yes.
Could be tropical, Florida.
Could be. Could be the Keys, right, Philip?
Yeah.
This
How
is
can we
always
help you?
so I live in a household that everyone has disabilities. I call myself the least disabled. So because I could do work. I could sit, I could make calls and things like that. So I started a business. My husband currently is on disability. I'm trying to get my children, which they're 18, 19, 21, to
Ooh,
get their benefits. They had a long history of autism disorder, seizure disorder, like all the whole gamut. So I wanted also to teach them to get some employment. So I employed them, my husband and my daughter. So I guess what are the limits, or how does he announce it to disability that he's just getting like a few $100s extra? Would it knock down his benefits? And then for Christina and for the kids, would it upset their eligibility because they were denied twice already? But we do have a lawyer on that to try to.
okay. So let's start with your husband.
Hmm.
Is he on Social Security disability benefits or SSI or a combination?
I don't know. How would I find out which one
Does
it is?
his
Or
check
both?
over $1,500 a month?
Yes.
Okay, so he's on Social Security disability. All right.
Okay.
SSI is a needs-based program, and the high end of that is like I think it's 897 or
Okay.
something like that. So for your husband, the question is how to notify Social Security,
There
right?
you go. Yes.
And the first, and he's getting paid a couple $100s a month. Uh, Notify him in writing, just a short statement says, listen, I'm attempting to do some work.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope to make, you adjust this however you like. I hope to make $500 a month. It really depends
Mm-hmm.
on how much or how well I feel. And per my award letter, I'm notifying you. And send it in to Social Security. Make sure it is for signed and that it's received, registered receipt.
Okay. Registered receipt. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Do not call and leave a message on the phone with somebody says, "Oh yeah, no problem, I got it," because you want to have it documented in writing. It's as simple as
Okay. Yes. Documented.
you could hand deliver it. I don't know if they even allow you to do it unless you have an appointment, but I just send it in that way.
Yeah, usually anytime I make an appointment, then I go there and it literally is just a person on a computer. There's not a real person. It's really weird.
Mm,
I've never had
mm,
interactions like that before.
mm,
That was like,
mm.
oh, I could have done this at home. Why do I have to come down to the office?
Right. Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Your business that you started, what is it?
Okay, it is I'm I do brokerage, so I broker with clients in New York for resources for families with developmental disabilities.
Oh,
Yes,
interesting. Something that you live in that environment and you're working in that environment. Okay.
correct.
All right. So for your kids, the same question would apply. I don't expect they have work history, so they're probably on SSI. They're on a needs-based program.
Well,
And
actually, they're not on it. They used to get a little part of my husband's,
oh, okay. So
but
then
then, yeah.
okay, I know the answer to that one then. So if they were receiving auxiliary benefits, which is
Okay.
they're receiving benefits as a result of your husband being on disability, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so then no, that it would not impact them. It's the same rules as your husband. It's just because they're under the 18 and 19-year-old. Well, the 18-year-old definitely still does. The 19-year-old probably doesn't unless is in school.
Well, all three of them are still in school, and that was part of the battle because they stopped their payments. And I said, wait,
Okay.
but they're homeschooled. So there was a problem with the district because the district refused to do paperwork on them because they're over the age of 16.
Oh,
But
okay.
they're doing the step up program, which gives them the scholarship to continue doing school.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the exact deal, but if you have, it might be if the last year is 18 that somebody receives auxiliary benefits, you can get a bonus year when they're 19 years old if they are still in school, which could be high school, or if they are in a secondary school, like a prep school. So it's pretty common for kids to take gap years now. And if they fall into that, then, oftentimes the money that they're getting as a result of, the Social Security could
Hence,
put,
that's why I did the lawyer, because didn't, they gave Christina, the oldest one, they gave her the auxiliary, as you call it, like that extra year. They gave a little bit to Emmanuel, then come it off, but for the younger one, they didn't give it to him at all.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, good, good. Anything else we can help you with?
No, so can they earn a few couple hundred without it disrupting the disability part of the, is there a
Well,
limit or?
okay, so my understanding, if they're receiving a percentage of your husband's check, it's not disability driven, it's just because of their age.
Okay.
If they're receiving benefits as a result and they went of a disability, they went through the disability application process, then you have to get confirmation on this if it's SSI,
Okay.
which I expect it is because they have no work history, then it would.
Okay.
Right. Now, there's other ways you can do this. That you should look into. I think it's called Stable Trust for your kids. I'm looking it up here.
Thank you.
Yeah, they're called stable accounts, and these are for individuals that um, have a condition or sickness or injury, and they just changed the age. I think it's actually under 46 now. And
Okay.
so you can have money go into this account. So you could pay into this account if they qualify for it, which they should. And it wouldn't impact that eligibility criteria.
Okay.
And it's like an investment account. So they could either, use it for cash flow in and out.
Okay.
It's STABLE account, stable
Okay.
account. I've done a video on it on our YouTube channel if you want more info, but there's a number on their website. You can call them. I'd put that at the top of your list. It's a great resource.
Thank you.
Yeah. So good. All right.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
We appreciate you. Thanks for stopping by.
Of course.
All
Thanks.
right, Jessica.
So
Be
much,
well.
Bye-bye.
Jessica.
Bye.
All
All
right,
right.
Philip, you want to do some Q and
And
A today?
yep.
Yeah, sure. All right. Get my notes up here. First one says, I was forced into early retirement, so I am currently receiving my pension and Social Security supplement. I'm assuming they're talking about SSI.
Hmm.
My question is, if I apply for SSDI and get approved, will that have any effect on my current pension Social Security supplement, or would my SSDI payment just be more income?
Generally, it's more income unless you've got some obscure government working contract and there's an offset.
Yeah. All right. Next one here says, I applied for the first time 2 months ago in September in
Mhm.
California. First, they did a phone interview and then sent me two sets of forms, adult function report and another work limitations, which I filled out and sent a few weeks ago. Is there anything I should be doing right now?
Oh boy. Yeah.
Yes.
So I would, this is what I would do for sure. The Disability Digest, if you're a member, reach out to one of the advocates and have a conversation with them. They'll put you into the disability approval course. And at the top of this presentation, I went through, this is actually the section of the course that you would need. You'd need to go through all of these getting started steps to make sure that they're done right. Get your doctor support in line, your third party support in line, your get prepared for your exam that's coming up. Those are some of the major things that you want to make sure that you do. Now, if you don't do those, of course, you're still going to go through the approval process, but this will help you top shelf your case and get it, in line with, do you have the best chance of getting approved?
Okay. All right, we have two more here, and that's going to be it for the Facebook group.
All right.
Says, I have a question that might sound dumb, but I will ask it anyway.
Great.
If my husband gets Social Security retirement and I'm getting SSDI, can I also apply for spouse Social Security too?
Don't know how that would work. So I'm going to go with no.
No.
You get one check, and you can either have you can either have your check. A common one is that really works as widow. So if you are a disability recipient and you're in your 50s and you're getting a $1,200 check, but your spouse happens to pass, and that spouse is like, in his 60s, then you would meet the general criteria for going from a disability recipient to widow's benefits, which typically, if they were a decent income earner, would be more or earn more than you.
Okay. All right, this last one here is a little long, so bear with me a minute.
All right.
It says, I have been in appeals council review since April the 30th.
Okay.
Decided to call the Social Security office just to see if they knew any more than my lawyer's assistant, secretary, and I was told I have a callback date of December the 15th, and if I don't receive a notice or payment by then, to call them back. I contacted my lawyer directly, and he thinks it sounds positive, and I do too, but I've been struggling with this since 2021 and had to restart filing January of 24 when I was denied all levels. Does this seem like I may finally got my disability approval?
Well, it's a unique situation because in my experience, they don't tell you over the phone. Usually. So if
Yeah.
somebody told you over the phone and they're talking about payment, that's encouraging. The challenge is you don't have a decision or an award letter yet until you have something in writing. I wouldn't be running to the refrigerator and getting the bottle of champagne yet. So, but that's good news.
Yeah.
And they said by December something, Philip?
December
Soon.
15th. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be great. Keep us posted.
Yes. All right, that's it for today. Nadine, do we have anything else?
Hey, thanks for that, Philip. So before we wrap up, I do have a couple of questions here that I'm hoping Brian would be able to cover. Um, One question says, if I hire a lawyer, what parts of the process are still my responsibility?
That really depends on the services that they offer. There's people that do this work, they're basically just application takers. They'll guide you through the system and you really don't know what needs to be done. I'm not saying it's you, but this is typical. So you're like, I have a lawyer, it's great, but they're not doing anything. So what should be done is what I just showed you at the top of the program and recently in the disability approval course. And if you're going to use an attorney, then, or already have one, we encourage you to join us as a member just the same, because there's no charge for your membership. There's no charge for the course, and the course will show you really what needs to be done so you can hold them accountable. We've had people that have done this and they've actually filled out bogus forms and they've sent them in to the attorney and said, would you review these and make sure that they are in line? And they didn't comment, negatively, said, yeah, there's fine. But actually, the directions that are provided in the disability approval course are from like top-notch, high-profile people that have been in the show, that have been doing this work for a while. So it really gives you, like, it tells you what to do or what they should be doing. I thought that was a great move.
All right, another question here. If my doctor says I can't work, why would SSA still deny people in that situation?
Well, doctors don't understand Social Security disability. That could be one component of it, and how that information was communicated. And if you have 5 doctors and you have one doctor that said you're unable to work and the other ones say that you could, the evidence was offset. There's different factors in there. Or you unfortunately went through the process, had to go to a hearing, and you ended up with a judge that has like a ridiculously low approval rate and you're still breathing. So hard to tell what it is based on that limited amount of information.
Okay. One last question here. Uh, if not everyone gets denied at the start, what are the key things that actually lead to an approval on the first try?
Oh, I love this. I want you to think about it this way. You could hire the best Social Security representative, attorney, non-attorney that's out there, and they can work on your case. But if you don't have good medical evidence, then you're not going to get approved. It would be really a long shot. And what good medical evidence is that you have clearly in your medical records, when Social Security reviews those, your limitations from the conditions that you're being treated for. Can't stand for more than 15 minutes, can't sit for more than 20 minutes, not able to sleep for more than 4 hours, a night. That's the premise, that's the foundation. So the whole thing that I focus on here at the Disability Digest to help everybody win cases, or even if you're not pursuing disability, is how to effectively doctor and get your limitations in your medical records. That's the number one. Number one. I'll give you another example. Working with a lady, I'm going to leave her name out of it. I'll make it generic. And she's somebody that we're representing to get approved. And she was a floor nurse for a long time, like 20 years. And a floor nurse, you're going to walk, do a lot of walking and lifting. She couldn't do that anymore. And she's in her 50s. So, and she was making really good money. So that's, what I was talking about. I think it was with Jesse. If somebody's making good money and they stop, it's usually a pretty good indication that they can't work. So here's the situation. Sends me office visit records and I read them. And it's like patient appears, office visit, well dressed, has been following the treatment regime and responding well. I'm paraphrasing a little bit because I don't have this memorized. And no side effects to the medications. There is nothing discussed about the limitations. So, although this person has the conditions and the limitations, they're not in the medical records. I just said to her, I said, this is going to be really hard to get you approved at the initial application. You have to, right now, effectively get into your doctors and start getting the records set straight. So that's the deal. It might sound so simple, and it actually is, but that's
All
it.
right. That's it for me today.
Great. Great. All right. Well, this has been a wonderful, fun myth busting event today. Thank you, Philip and Nadine, for your contribution. And thank you, all of you out there. TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, been a pleasure to do this event. And it's always a pleasure to do this work for you. So I wish you and your families a very safe, joyous Thanksgiving. And I just want to part on this note. You know, we talk a lot about the challenges and the problems that the Social Security Administration has. You get approved and you don't know if you're going to be able to keep or lose your benefits. It's hard for many to get approved. But I will say this is just, I want to give you some optimism here, is that you can get approved. Like I mentioned, I mean, somebody that's been doing this work like me or other guests that are on the show, they can to a high degree of probability let you know if you're going to get approved. And it takes a lot of the guesswork out of it. And so there is optimism there. And for Social Security, maybe they don't answer the phones right away. Well, I know they don't do that. And there's not people in the office. But from an operational standpoint, even through this hiccup that we've had with the government shutdown, I have to give it to them. They've functioned pretty well. They don't miss payments, still making decisions, still taking applications. Is it perfect? Hell no. But it's working, right? So be thankful for that on this Thanksgiving Day. Right? We all good?
All right.
Yep.
Everybody. Hey, thanks. Thanks again. We'll be back next week. As always, make it a great day and God bless.